behind us.
I really don't want to get up.
I love the running in this game.
I spotted several creatures.
What'd you say?
Chris.
So I love the running in this game.
Why?
Because it's fast.
For the most part. Let's try to avoid attracting their attention.
I didn't turn the sound down enough because I still can't hear it very well.
So lazy.
Relmar,
Like,
you got a minute?
Yes?
I have a few questions I need to
craftings
ask
and
you.
stuff like that.
Elves are pretty rare. I haven't had the chance to talk to many. Can you tell me more about your people?
We are born in the trees, eat only seeds, and we spend all the livelong day singing.
I get the feeling you're fucking with me.
Perish the thought. Well, it's just that we aren't that different from you humans, despite what one hears. Our civilization is obviously a bit older, so we have had the time to learn from our mistakes. We don't really live in the same rhythm as you do. We move a little slower, and most of us are prone to having at least some respect for the past. This is the reason why we never destroy anything, that we prefer to build on top of things.
I've heard that you're immortal?
That joke has lived for 15 generations. I will never get tired of it. No, we're not immortal. We live long lives, though, much longer than you. We are resistant to poisons, rotten food, and toxic body odor, apparently. Unfortunately, these things do not make us immortal.
Don't elves ever make war?
That's an impression we like to give other people. The fact is, we do go to war, just never against each other. You must understand that, given our long lifetimes, battles are fairly futile. This may well be what has motivated the choices of our king concerning the Ice Lords. But we certainly know how to fight, and you'll see proof of that soon enough.
So it's the prince who gives the orders?
The word orders may not be the best one. We do not submit nor obey easily. Our kings are a reference, wise men who can point out the way. They tend to guide us rather than give us orders. But to answer your question, it is his father, the king, who is the leader of our people.
Do you know these swamps?
I've been in this area long enough to have explored a fair amount of it, actually. The region is rather inhospitable, which I suppose is a good thing. Under the present circumstances.
A good thing? You're out of your mind.
These swamps are a labyrinth. The Deadwalker scouts will never be autonomous enough to find their way to the village by themselves.
That means we should be fairly safe for the moment. At least until a general or an ice lord comes to town.
Except that recently, there has been a change in these swamplands. And I must admit that I no longer feel safe at all.
What do you mean?
Something is affecting the swamplands, corrupting the vegetation and the animals. And I have no idea what it is. But anything that grows or lives here could become a threat. So I strongly recommend that you watch where you put your feet.
You seem different from the other elves I've met. Where are you from?
Really? I seem different. And yet I have such pointy ears. And if you really want to know, I actually come from one of the most ancient and noble houses that exists. I'm even linked to the royal family. But I can assure you that I am sufficiently far down the line of succession to be in no danger of being crowned. And my reputation is no help either.
Hey, as far as bad reputations go, every mercenary's got one, so we're used to it.
Let's just say that I got into enough trouble to eventually be considered a traitor to my people. When I got involved in the war, I disagreed with decisions made by the king. He thought that this war, like so many others, would not last. That the conquests won by the Ice Lords would melt away like all the human victories before them had. But I thought differently. Right from the start of hostilities, I began to requisition certain resources I felt necessary for those doing the fighting. More food, more weapons, better armor. When my people discovered what I'd done, I was declared an outlaw, and many saw me as a thief, which, in a manner of speaking, I guess I was.
You refused to obey the orders of your king and you stole resources. No wonder they outlawed your ass.
Alright. Okay.
Nonetheless, I
Feedback
was
should-
right. The Deadwalker army is a threat to us all, and not only the humans. If we had entered the war at the start, joining with the humans, we would have had a chance of defeating them. Today we might already be too late. The human armies were decimated and Virtue is in ruins. So perhaps they consider me a traitor, but my conscience is clear. It is my
Sounds like-
people who should be ashamed.
Hey, by the way, do you by any chance know how to get, like, say, heavily creamed, heavily sugared coffee out of Carson?
Let's change
You
the
listening
subject.
to me?
I didn't hear you, no.
I said, do you by chance know how to get heavily creamed and heavily sugared coffee out of car seats?
Out of car seats?
Yes, car seats, out of the seats in a car.
I know baking soda mixed with,
I have a few questions I need
But
to
my
ask
point
you.
is that I spilled a whole fucking cup of coffee in my fucking car this
Ooh.
morning. So,
well, as long as it's not gonna get warm, it's not gonna stink too bad.
yeah, it's just really
Let's
frustrating
change the
'cause it's gonna
subject.
be a real fucking bitch to clean.
We need to adjust your combat style.
What would you like me to do?
Alright, well, I guess I'm gonna go sit in my coffee car.
I'd like you to take more risks. Take the offensive.
Well, go get your food.
Brilliant. Just waiting for you to give the word.
Relmar, you got a minute?
Yes?
Let's move on.
Not that way. We need to go down and then turn left.
I know, it's a dead end.
We're not going in the right direction. We must turn around.
Shit. I want to loot this.
Let's keep going. We're almost there. The village is on our right.
Oops. There's
Valvanor is just a bit further along on our left.
Hey, this guy's fucking fearless. Let's help him out before it goes bad for him.
Despite his determination, the knight was in an awkward position. He thanks the mercenary for having assisted him in his task. If he can trust the rumors that he hears around the village, he has before him the one called Vulcan. He has the pleasure of welcoming the mercenary to the village.
And you are...
The knight is called Ranval, last survivor of the Order of the Ember Knights, and now protector of Valvenor, this village. The new arrival is most welcome, but the steward is waiting in the old village inn.
great. Let me go pick up my shit. Oh, you assholes.
This is Valvenor. It is not a beautiful place, but for the time being, it seems to be unknown to the Deadwalker army. This village has known better days. Before the war, it was popular among the rich hunters who came to enjoy the ample game in the swamps. Today, the The only visitors are refugees, who are sadly too numerous for the scant resources of the village. A small healing house provides comfort and succor to the injured. The knight is quite fond of Mirana, the healer who runs the place. Does the mercenaries see the building opposite? It was once an inn, but it is now the residence of the steward, the man now in charge of the village.
The inn was used as a hunting lodge before the war began. Many rich people used to come here to relax.
With any luck, we might get to sleep in a real bed tonight. I'm going.
Goodbye. 'Cause I'm sick of waiting for a story. Fuck out of the way.
A good day to you, soldier. I do believe that today is your lucky day.
Really? Well then, what are you gonna try to sell me?
Sell?
Oh, now you're trying to make me feel bad. No, unfortunately I have nothing left to sell. Other than some first-hand information that will surely be of use to you.
Information? What information?
Hey, you know what? Some kind of reward would be appreciated. It's just that with the war, we have so little left.
Here, take this. What do you got?
Apparently, the Red Scribes have found a way to win the war. They found someone capable of breathing fire, who's gonna burn up the Ice Lords just by looking at them.
I don't believe it. You took my money for that? You fucking with me?
I swear, it's true. Please, we're starving.
I'll let it slide this time. But don't you ever try to rip me off again unless you want to start peeing in a bag. Right, I'm leaving.
Oh there, Powder Woman. You still didn't manage to blow yourself up?
See you later.
Should I live stream me eating
You know what?
Burger King?
That's up to you, baby.
Just start a live stream and I'm just eating King. Facebook. Everybody come watch me eat Burger King. It's tempting to do just as a joke, but I don't know how it will be received. They got a pretty good deal going on right now.
Why?
Two meals for $10.
I feel like there's way too much story in this game. Come on, move.
That's nonsense.
Nonsense my ass. It stops like every fucking... How many minutes till the damn party starts?
The swamp is our best defense. Happily, the wildlife are just as keen on attacking the dead walkers as they are the villagers. But the situation here in Valvanor grows worse daily. And each new wave of refugees increases the risk of drawing unwanted attention to this
I probably
jungle.
won't be there later than
No
12:30.
Ice Lord scouts who find this village will ever escape to tell the tale. Of that, I can assure
Just
you.
a couple hours.
Also, my men are reinforcing your defenses. Forgive me for saying, but you have some serious weak points. Especially the defenses around that refugee camp of yours.
The arrival of the Freeborn Blades and the Red Scribes has greatly improved our chances of survival, Captain. Believe me when I say that we are most grateful to have you with us. Needless to say, your men and the Red Scribes are welcome and free to go where they will. But as for any other newcomers, our gates are closed. You must understand that our food stores are as limited
Can't
as
even
our
tell Trevor
abilities
is still
to
a kid.
defend our village.
Why?
Until you arrived, we had but one person
Just to
who was
be
even vaguely
calling in 2 days in a
capable
row
of
and
treating
not
our
be that
injured.
sick, you know.
And the case of Prince Orendil was completely beyond her skills. And there is this beast story. Doubtless another fairy tale, the fruit of an alcohol-addled brain. Nonetheless, several of the Watch have gone missing. Something hidden in these swamps is causing these disappearances, but we cannot risk sacrificing any more of the few men remaining to us on sending patrols. Large groups entail moving chrysalids that are unmanageable. The others, quite simply, do not return.
Silence.
If I were to listen to everyone, I would need 10 times the number of men.
Enough! You must aid me to do this. I am not able to do that. Your endless wailings are unbearable.
In the name of Vulcan? But by the gods, man, what is...
This world is miserably...
Vulcan!
It is...
Oh, I skip the story
don't
with escape.
myth.
And this...
Yeah.
Nope.
There's nothing...
All of which mean...
Oh, it's...
Hey!
How awesome that is. Oh, lordy.
What?
I said, oh, lordy.